Bring the meeting to order. This is the Carson City um, Advisory Board to Manage Wildlife. Um, and we'll call the meeting to order. Brianna, will you take roll?
Chair Fleming, Vice Chair Thompson, Member Beamer,
Here.
Member Stewart,
Here.
Member Wilson. A quorum is present.
Thank you, Brianna. Was the meeting properly noticed and posted? Thank you. Let's go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Mr. Stewart, would you mind leading us on that? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So public comment is our public comment period. Our first public comment period is what we'll start with. The public is invited at this time to comment on and discuss any topic that is relevant or within the authority of the Carson City Advisory Board to Manage Wildlife. Do we have any public comment? Seeing nobody in the room. Do we have anybody online or on the telephone? Seeing none, we'll continue on. Agenda item number 5 is a possible action item to approve the minutes for our meeting in November 12th, 2024. All of us have received copies of that. Are there any comments or amendments proposed?
I have no amendments, and I would make a motion to approve the minutes from last
Perfect.
meeting.
Perfect, appreciate that. Motion by member, what's your last
Wilson.
name? Wilson. Seconded by member Stewart. Any further discussion on the item? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item number 6 is an informational item where we typically get an update from the November 8th and 9th Board of Wildlife Commissioners meeting. Did either you, Mr. Wilson, or Member Stewart, did either of you guys attend that meeting?
I was unable to attend that meeting.
Yeah, and I didn't either.
I didn't make that one.
So we'll go ahead and table receiving a update from that meeting and go on to agenda item number 7 without any action on agenda item number 6. And if agenda item number 7 is another informational item where we receive an update and activity report of the Carson City Urban Wildlife Subcommittee. I don't have anything to report on. I will just say that members of the Board of, the Board of Supervisors, Carson City Board of Supervisors, appreciated us presenting them with an annual report. Mayor Bagwell gave her thanks, and we're still working towards trying to come up with a kind of a dedicated time frame for urban wildlife here in Carson City, and having kind of a dedicated day or month or something like that that's dedicated toward urban wildlife awareness and education. So I haven't had a chance to really work too much on that. But we're kind of at the mercy of what the state's going to do. And so, I've been trying to get regular updates from them, and we haven't received any. I don't even think they've hired an urban wildlife specialist for the Western region yet to replace Raquel, who was in that role prior. So I'll keep everybody. I'll keep the board updated on that accordingly. Anybody else have anything on that? I can imagine you do, but let's go on to agenda item number 8, if we will. This is for discussion only. These are typical reports and informational items that we have. Is there anything that anybody would want to pull from agenda 8 through E to discuss?
I did not have anything.
Okay,
I have nothing.
okay, so no action is needed on this. So we can carry right on to agenda item number 9. Agenda item number 9 is our consent agenda, and is items that we, as you know, we normally will, we can potentially take action on as a item of support, or not support an item. This is the meeting where we typically set the seasons and big game application eligibility and tag limits. And then we also have on this agenda, you'll see in 9E, let's see here. Yeah, so guided deer hunts for non-residents. There's a agenda item on that. There's there was stuff with the contest committee, which did include coyote calling contest. I don't know if you guys saw that. And then there's the predation management plan that's being proposed for fiscal year 2026. There is a regulation 524 bonus points associated with junior hunt applications. I love the fact that they are proposing this, for the mere fact that now juniors, it looks like they're proposing amending the regulation so that it looks like juniors will be able to roll over those points if they have bonus points to a general season tag of the same species, which has always been prevented in the past. So they took that language out. I don't know if you guys saw that. I'm pretty jacked about that for my own son. I know there's been other folks that have been concerned about that, and it's been kind of a detriment to youth.
But for me, I didn't realize they did that. I just assumed they kept their points.
Nope.
I had no idea.
Nope.
It's great that they hopefully pass that and make it to where they can.
Yeah, I think everybody agrees
It's a
with
really
that.
good thing.
So we'll see. I don't particularly want to pull that for discussion or action. I mean, I support what they're trying to do, and so unless you guys want to, let me just go and give another narrative, some more narrative on some of these others. The application deadlines, draw results, and 20 and quotas for the 2026 spring turkey hunts. They also included, was interesting. I didn't really understand it. They also included information about like upland game birds and just all upland game birds. Doesn't look like they're changing really anything on that, but mainly the turkey season, they're setting those. But so I didn't really see anything out there that concerned me. The 2025 game tag application eligibility and tag limits is really the big ticket item on this agenda. And when this is the month that we typically do that. And so I'm not sure if anybody wants to consider that for being pulled to discuss. Big game seasons for the 26, 27, 25, 26, and 26, 27 big game seasons. That's L. So that's another one that not certain whether anybody has any appetite to pull that for discussion. The black bear season, I don't know if you guys saw or not, but they're recommending no changes from 2024. So it'll be the exact same as we had last year. I don't see the point in really, I mean, we supported it last year. There's really nothing that, unless you guys have something, that, those were the few items that I noticed, but I would open it up for anybody on the board to, we can either pass these all as a consent agenda, or we can pull items to discuss. And I'd open it up for discussion from the members present.
Did you see anything really that jumped out about 9L?
About what?
9L on the big game seasons? I didn't see a whole lot that changed. So, I mean, we can pull it and talk about it if you want, though.
I mean, there are some, they had them in blue, the seasons, what they were proposing. They give a brief explanation. Let's pull it and talk about it. And then that way we can. So any other items that any of you want to pull?
Could we also talk about 9D, the predator management plan?
9D,
D,
as in dog?
dog.
Okay. So we're pulling 9D and 9L. Any others?
Did they? I don't want to pull it if we don't have to, but did you see anything in 9G? Did they make any? I'm most concerned about is eligibility. I guess I didn't see that the first time I scanned through it earlier today. Because they were talking about, and I thought they backed away from it, of making some hunts once in a lifetime.
Well,
is that part of 9G? I didn't see it
I didn't
in
see
9G
that in
when
there.
I read it, but
If
now I
it's
see
in there,
the-
I missed it. But
Okay,
yeah, do you have the meeting materials up in front of you there?
I do.
Go to 9G and just see
Let's see if I
while
can
we're
get down.
waiting.
Slow. It's heritage account. Way past that. Sorry, it's pretty slow on bringing things up. That's the junior hunt.
Yeah, it's be after the spring turkey. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the fifth one. I take that back.
See, is it after dream tags?
No, it's way before dream tags.
So I went too far. Wish they had
It's in
bookmarks
between
on these.
the spring turkey season and it's before the dream tag seasons. So it's right before the dream tag. So it's after spring turkey and before dream tag. I want to say it was like page 100 page 90.
Oh yeah, there's the spring turkey. So it should be close to that, right? Right after that. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Sorry, still on wild turkey. Big game, main draw, electronic system, draw results. Second draw, bonus point. There we go. Now on to the next one. That's what I need to do when I'm going through is write down the page numbers on the next to the letters.
Yeah, because it's different. The commission's agenda item is different than ours. So
Should be right here.
I could try to pull it.
Are you sure it's before the dream tag?
Says it's the one that's right before the Commission Regulation 25-03, the 2025 Dream Tag season,
Okay.
and quotas.
Oh, so all they did, so we don't need to pull G. All they did is they struck out big.
Big game,
So
right? Yeah,
instead, it just says
right.
game tag,
That's right.
and
So now it's called game tags. That's it. That's right. That's why I didn't.
that's all they did. Okay.
Okay.
Now I know why I skipped over it. It was
So-
a big nothing.
So given that, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, so given that, I would call for a motion to approve and support agenda items 9A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, M, N, O, M, N, O. Polling agenda items 9D as in dog and 9L as in Larry. Do I have a motion to approve the other items?
I'll make a motion to approve all the items mentioned
Perfect, and
and pulling G and L.
perfect.
I'll second.
There's a motion from member Wilson, a second from member Stewart. Any further discussion on that? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously for those items. Let's go back to agenda item number 9D as in dog. And member Wilson, why don't you start us off there?
Yes. So just I'm okay with the plan as drafted, but I did have some interesting. I thought were interesting things that stood out to me. One is they've created this subcommittee to look at coyote contest. And it's basically where hunters that, in my mind, are going to go out and shoot coyotes anyways, because they enjoy predator hunting. But they do it as a group and try to make it more fun, more interesting. I'm not sure it's even where they have these, how many there are, how big a group it is. I heard some testimony. I've lived all my life in Nevada, never even heard of one until I served on this committee. There was I remember there was some testimony at one of the meetings from a person in Diamond Valley, Eureka. They indicated it was basically just the same families every year that get together and go out once a year and do the predator hunting to, in their minds, protect wildlife and livestock, to keep the numbers down, keep them thinned out. And I did notice in this predator action plan in the last 10 years, they spent almost $1 million on coyote removal. And that's a lot of money when you have hunters out there that would do this for free, that would just go out and help reduce the coyote population and keep it suppressed. It seems like a tough way to have to spend our money. $1 million. It was like 900,000 and something in total over the last 10 years. Like 100,000 a year is about what they're averaging. And it just seems like a lot of resources that could be going to other areas, other than paying someone to shoot coyotes when hunters are willing to do it for free. And then, we're taking steps to kind of keep hunters from coming together and participating and in a way that where as I understand, the participants, they get some skin in the game, they put in some money in a pot. It's reminds me of we got the Super Bowl coming up, of somebody putting a couple bucks in and putting their name on a square for the Super Bowl, because it makes it more interesting, gives it a little more excitement. But you're gonna watch the game anyways. You might even place a bet down at the casino anyways, but it well, I think you understand what I mean. That the point of it is, as human beings, I see all these instances where we try to make things more entertaining and make it more just a little more of an edge to it, whether it's a golf tournament or any kind of tournament where people get together and say, hey, you know what would be more is if instead of just gathering together in friends, is whoever gets the lowest score gets free drinks, or whoever gets the worst score buys all the drinks, at the clubhouse at the end of the day. I, so I don't. I think they're wasting resources, at their own resources at the wildlife committee, the state committee, in having this subcommittee study what I think is really a non-existent problem. And I just look at the predator plan and it's like, wow, it's money that maybe could be targeted a little bit better. And maybe we should be encouraging hunters to go out and do predator hunting when it's so tough to draw a tag. They instead of having them drop out completely as hunters, maybe this is an alternative to getting them out in the field and helping the wildlife at the same time. It's almost it has so many benefits compared to encouraging people just stay home, and 5 years from now you might draw a tag. Well, 5 years from now maybe they're on to something else. Maybe they've given up trying to hunt. So anyways, that's my little rant on the predator management plan, and I approve of the plan itself. I just thought that was an interesting thing to note as far as the expenditures.
Appreciate that. Any thoughts, Member Stewart, that you want to add to that?
No, I agree. I think getting the youth out predator hunting is a good way to keep them engaged in the outdoors, and we should probably be encouraging that a little more than what we do.
Appreciate that. So what I would add to this, and I think it's good that we have these discussions, right? Members of the public that we've had in the past have been completely against going out, and I think what they're against is the killing of animals when you really don't need to. And the argument's always, well, but the predation plan that we have and that the department supports does support that there needs to be an eradication to a certain point, right?
Right.
And as long as we stay within those parameters, which are so broad, as you can see, right? Like, we never even come close. Never. I don't think there's ever been one time that I have heard of where we can document that we've harvested the amount of coyotes that are in that predator plan. I'm just using that one species, right? Never has it happened, ever. And so, the argument from the opposition on that is more from a, like when you made the court tried to make the correlation of, having a golf tournament or a football pool for the Super Bowl or something like that. The opposition has always been, yeah, but that's not killing a live thing, right? All those things don't involve killing live animals. And so the opposition, I think, is more along the lines of killing live animals, which we have an open season on. You don't even have to have a hunting license to shoot coyotes. That's how many of them we have, right? And they continue just to grow and out of control, right? And so, that being said, I think I personally feel like there's a good way to, to potentially frame that. Maybe the department needs to do a better job at helping the public understand that, hey, yeah, although these coyote calling contests involve harvesting the coyotes, understand it's helping fulfill predation plan that we set forth, right? It's helping, it's part of the management. And I don't think that the department is willing to go to that extent. And so, for us as county advisory boards, we certainly can give our feedback on that. Whether or not we can say that, our constituency base, meaning the people in our community, would support that, I don't know. I think if it's framed the right way, right, and we educate people the right way, that a lot of people would see the logic in that. You know what I mean? I think that's where we fail, is helping educate people to the true logic of what this accomplishes. It's not about going out and having a contest. Yes, that draws people to make it happen, right? And if they got something to gain, just like going out and having a fishing derby, what's the difference? There's no difference really
Right.
in having a fishing derby and having that we plant the fish. We will plant them for people to catch them and consume them, right? The difference in coyotes is most people don't consume coyotes. In fact, it's not even a law that you have to skin them and take the fur, right? I think that's where people really struggle with that, right? The general public, if you will, struggle with that. That you're just leaving them out there to, not doing anything with them. You saw the pictures that the opposition shows of all these coyotes with blood and all kinds of other stuff, and that's our bad as hunters for taking pictures like that and posting pictures and stuff like
Absolutely,
that, right?
it
Like,
is.
I mean, even like going out and legally harvesting a deer or an elk or a moose, when we take pictures, man, I'm there with a thing of baby wipes trying to wipe all the blood off so it doesn't offend anybody. We want it, and I want it to be tasteful. You know what I mean? Like when you're showing somebody, So I don't know if there's any right solution, but I agree with you. I think that the predation plan is well within the management plan that they're recommending. Again, we don't even come close to harvesting the amount of coyotes that they recommend in the predation plan ever. Like, never ever seen it.
I don't.
Nor do they keep track of it. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like because there's just no way that you're going to get there.
I don't even think they keep track of the ravens and everything else that they.
That's more of a problem, in my opinion, for the sage grouse, but and raptors and stuff. But we don't have a, there's a federal law that protects raptors. We can't go out and shoot them and or manage them. So yeah, I'm in support of the predation plan as well. I don't think we need to. Unless you guys have any opposition to any part of it, I would entertain a motion to support it.
I have no opposition to any part of it. It just some of just seeing how the money's spent and related to.
I think it's a great
some of their
point you
other
bring up.
actions is,
I think it's a great point you bring up, and for anybody who's going to be attending the commission meeting on that Saturday, I'm attending on Friday because I have to present at it, but Saturday I have another commitment, so I won't be there on Saturday. But this will be actually on the Saturday agenda. So I mean, if anybody is going to attend from our cab and you want to give public comment as a cab member, I mean, I would be willing to support what you're saying in bringing out that, we spend $1 million in predator remediation and for coyotes alone, right? $1 million for coyotes alone. And, I think that there's a good argument to be made that allowing coyote contests in different areas where there's high populations, that is actually supporting the predation plan, and it's saving the department a lot of money, saving the state money. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it fiscally makes sense. So I don't know if anybody's brave enough to say that on the record, but I would support it. I'm just saying,
Is the meeting in Reno?
yeah,
Okay.
it's in Reno. So, all right. So I call for a motion to support with the support of I would call for a motion of support if that's what you guys want.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to support 9G, the, I'm sorry, 9D, the 2026 Predator Management Plan.
And I'll second.
All right, motion on the floor from Member Wilson, seconded by Member Stewart. Any further discussion on this? I just would just say, maybe, I'm happy to add to that motion that we certainly recognize how much the department is spending on this, and coyote contests, albeit it's not everybody's cup of tea, right? Albeit that's the case, but for some people, but no one's forcing you to participate in it, and we have to recognize the science of it, and that is that those actually support the predation plan, and it saves the state money, right? And more importantly, the department money, right? So I'd be willing to add that to the motion if you guys sustain it.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
So the amended motion would be that we support the predation plan as written in agenda item 9D, with the caveat that we engaged in discussion that it is concerning that the amount of money that we spend on coyote remediation in the predation plan is close to $1 million, and yet we have a subcommittee contest committee that we spend resources and money on to discuss regulations or parameters with regard to that, or restrictions, or all those things, and opposition to it, yet we've never ever seen the coyote predation limits ever met, and in history, and at least that I know of, and that we spent a bunch of money to do this, and here you have a bunch of people, the public, that actually want to go out and participate in this, and it supports the predation plan and saves money on top of it. So something along those lines, Brianna, I'm not sure how we're going to word that, but something along those lines where we bring out those facts that we discussed is what the amended motion would be. And do you still second it?
I'll still second it.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, I call for a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously as amended. All right, going on to agenda item 9G as in George. This is a possible action item for Commission Regulation 25-02, the 2025 game tag application eligibility and tag limits. Let me just read the kind of a brief explanation of the proposed changes for 25, 26, and 26, 27 seasons. So for antelope, they're proposing removing of the early and late seasons for the hunt unit group 041.
I think that's L, 9L.
Oh, did I say G? Yeah, you're right.
You
It is
said G.
L. I'm sorry. So this is for hunt. Okay, my bad. Let me go back on this. This is a possible action item, Commission Regulation 2507, by way of correction. This is the 2025 and 20 through 2026 and 2026 and through 2027 big game seasons. And this is agenda item number 20G on the commission's agenda. Just for clarification, 9L on our agenda. So going back, the brief explanation of the proposed changes for these 2025 through 2026 and 2026 through 2027 years. For antelope, they're removing the early and late seasons for hunt unit group 041 and 042, any legal weapon hunt, and combining those into one single season, which will be August 22nd through September 1st. They are proposing changes to the muzzleloader season for hunt units 0111, 012 through 014, 015, 031, and 051 from September 21st to August 1st through August 14th, which is going to be a big change for a lot of people. So those are archery seasons. Muzzleloader seasons. So September 24th through October 4th to August 15th through August 21st. Changes to the archery season for the same hunt units from August 1st through August 21st to August 1st through August 14th. So shortened seasons for sure. And then development of a new resident junior antelope, horns shorter than the ears, any legal weapon hunt proposed for 6 hunt units. Those would be hunt unit groups 043 through 046. The second hunt unit group is 061, 062, 064, 071, and 073. The third hunt unit group is 067 through 068. Excuse me. The fourth hunt unit group is 072, 074, and 075. Fifth hunt unit group is 141, 143, 152, 154, and 155. And the sixth hunt unit group is 151, 153, and 156. I think I'm just going to stop right there. I think that's a great thing for any time we can give youth hunters a kind of their own opportunity there. I think I'm all for that. And then carrying on for desert bighorn sheep, season alterations for selected units for consistency purposes to be held in September 15th through January 1 dates. Opening of Hunt Unit 212 once again, which is good to see that. They closed that unit. Season length alteration for Hunt Units 254. So they're going from November 1 to January 1st, which is, they're extending those dates big time on those hunt units. Yeah, they usually were only in, I believe, December to January, 1 month. So inclusion of non-resident ram hunt for Hunt Unit 243, opening of Hunt Unit Group 271, 242 to accommodate deferred non-resident ram tag. I'm not sure about that one. Inclusion of archery, any ram hunts in Hunt Unit 184 and 268. I know the archers would love that. Season date modification for archery, any ram for Hunt Unit 202 to September 15th through October 14th. Again, broadening the season, it looks like. California bighorn sheep, season length alteration for Hunt Unit 022 from September 1 to November 10th. Changes to the descriptions of Hunt Unit Group to include actual mountain range names to reduce confusion. I like that. For elk, modifications for Hunt Unit 091 to coincide with Utah's season dates. I think that's smart. Season date modifications because before they were, I think Utah actually went either longer than our season or vice versa. I can't remember what it was, but then also season date modifications for the following hunt unit groups for resident elk antlered muzzleloader. And that is for 072 through 074 and 075, October 5th through October 21st. 161 through 164, 171 through 173, and 241, 242, and Unit 242 to have those dates September 17th through September 30th, which I believe broadens it by another week from what we are used to seeing in those areas. Season date modifications for the following hunt unit groups for non-resident elk antlered muzzleloader. I don't know if you guys want me to go through all these, but a lot of these are non-residents seasons. I'm not sure whether it broadens it or not, or whether it limits it more. One that popped out at me was the 072 through 074 early for spike elk for any legal weapon season, making that September 25th through October 4th. Resident elk antlerless in 072 through 074 and 075 early, changing that to September 25th through October 4th. I think, which makes it earlier than what we have seen in the past. Let's see here. Resident elk antlerless muzzleloader hunts for 072 through 074 and 075, making those September 17th through the 24th of September, and 160 Area 7 and Area 6 really for changing those, and then 241 and 241, I think there's a typo there. I think they're meant to say 241 and 242 for that group. We'll have to see. I think that's a typo. Season modifications for resident elk antlerless archery only hunts. Close 115 and establish a season of August 1st through August 24th in 114 only, and then change the season for Area 6 units 161 through 164 and 241 and 242 to August 1st to August 15th. And then same, there would be modifications for the non-resident hunts in those as well. Going down to mule deer, inclusion of the following hunt units to the resident junior mule deer primitive antlered hunt. So this would be adding these for mule deer for junior mule deer tags for archery only. Would be 051, 061, 062, 064, 066 through 068, 071 through 079, and 091, 101 through 109, 141 through 145, 151 through 156, and 171 through 173. And then season date modifications for the following hunt groups for the resident junior mule deer, any legal weapon, classic hunt, if you will. Changing those dates to 051, or for 051 to October 5th through November 5th, 061, 062, 064, 066 through 068 to October 5th through November 2nd, 071. So it's actually taking in all of the the early and late seasons on those areas, if you will, that are established under the general season, and allowing them to hunt those during those season under any legal weapon. And so this is what confused me a little bit. I have to say that is what, I don't know whether you guys looked at this or not, but does it seem to you that we're modifying the junior hunts to separate out that you either have to apply for archery only or a any legal weapon hunt, and those would be separate hunts, because right now they're all grouped together. If you draw a junior tag, you can hunt all those
Seasons at once, right? I mean, if you
I
want.
mean, you got to be
choose,
within
you
the
can have all those.
season,
Yeah.
so you can't like
You can have archery during the archery season, muzzleloader during the muzzleloader.
exactly. You
rifle
can't
during any
hunt with a rifle during the archery season, right? Or a rifle, centerfire rifle during the muzzleloader season. Those are particular to those, but you're still able to hunt. And the way this is reading, I just wonder if they're trying to separate those out for those units to where you're only allowed to hunt it under that, for that hunt, during that time, you know?
Right.
And they take away, like,
I'm not really clear on that as to what
I don't
they're
think it's
trying to
clear
do.
in the supporting material. Did you guys?
That's what it looks like to me. I'm getting the same feeling that you guys have on it.
I mean,
They're just trying to separate out, but
so my thought is,
So you can apply for the regular hunt, or you can apply just as a primitive, but that's one of your choices. That
well, I think
uses
you can
up one
apply
of your
for all of them.
choices. But
I think they're, the way it looks to me is,
draw the classic, you can hunt any of the weapons.
like, I
But then
wonder
they
if
have
it's
this other season just for primitive.
multiple tags that you can
So there's
apply for, because the way they have it broken out in the supporting material is they are breaking it out as primitive antlered only, archery and muzzleloader, resident junior mule deer antler only, any legal weapon, and then resident junior mule deer antlered only, archery, muzzleloader, and any legal weapon hunts. So they're adding, it appears to me that we're adding two new hunts, if you will, right? Actually, yeah, two new hunts. We're adding a muzzleloader, archery or muzzleloader junior hunt. We're adding a junior mule deer antlered only hunt. And then we're adding then we're keeping the regular resident junior mule deer antlered only, archery, muzzleloader, and any legal weapon hunts.
that's
There's
how it
different
reads.
hunt numbers for each of those. So it leads me to believe, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but leads me to believe that they are just creating two new seasons, if you will, or two new hunts, if you will, actually three for youth. They're going to have they're going to have a antelope shorter, ears or horn shorter than the ears, junior only hunt. And then they're going to have these two new junior only hunts for primitive stuff. And
Yeah, I guess that would be my question. Is this in addition, they're gonna keep the regular junior hunt that's already
it looks like it.
been
'Cause they
available in the
haven't done-
past, and
I mean,
then these are two new.
Yeah.
I think they are new, because
Okay.
the way it's broken out, it looks to me that they added more junior stuff.
Yeah. That's what it looks like to me. And,
Which I think I'd be okay with.
I mean, I get it. I
like
just,
the junior hunts in general.
yeah, I mean, if it's going to give the
Idea.
the juniors more opportunity, that's great. But at what detriment? We can only give so many tags out, right? So this
Right.
means, just so everybody is aware, this means that those tags,
Going to be reduced overall.
I guess the question I want to ask is 25% of junior tags, or the total tag allocation, are attributed to junior tags. So does that mean that it's going to take away from the current junior season and give some of those tags to these special seasons that we're creating? It's not going to increase the amount of tags.
Right. It can't, because that's the formula, right? They have
Yeah.
to follow the formula.
Well, I don't think it's going to decrease it. I think we're still going to have the 25% allocation to juniors. It's just going to not be in one hunt. It's going to be separated out into 4 hunts now.
Mm-hmm.
And so the juniors are going to have to, my understanding in reading this, the juniors are going to have to decide. Now, they can apply for all 4 hunts if they want. It's going to cost mom and dad a pretty penny, but they can apply for all of them and have a chance to draw a tag in all 4 hunts. Whereas before, they apply for 1 hunt and they got a chance. They still can accomplish hunting through all those seasons. Like, I don't understand what the motive is here. Like, help me understand what's the motive. It doesn't change anything, right? The allocation's still going to stay the same unless they come forward and it's not pointed out in here, at least that I can see, that they're going to change the allocation to juniors to increase the 25% to accommodate for these other hunts and take them away from any illegal weapon, archery only, or muzzleloader hunts or non-resident hunts. Cool with the non-resident hunts taken away from those, but for the everybody else that's in the general season, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not in support of that.
Yeah, it's kind of unclear on what they're going to do here.
So, I mean, my opinion is that given this, and just that I think we just need some clarification on things, and we're only going to get that at the meeting. And so
Right.
my feeling is that, I'm not prepared to support this. I mean, unless I have that information.
Well,
And
it's pretty important that it's clear, so
Exactly,
we know
and-
what we're supporting or not.
yeah,
supporting.
and so unfortunately, I tried to reach out to some folks in the department to see if I can get that clarification today, and nobody really got back to me on it. And so I'm certain that somebody will reach out to me in in the days to come before the commission meeting. But my suggestion, how I feel about this is that I want to take a position of neutral on that one, just because we don't have 100% I just don't have 100% of the details of what they're trying to accomplish here. I mean, I reached out to Sean Espinoza, who's the administrator over the game division, and he was out all day today. So I'm certain that he'll give me a call back. Kind of owes me. So
I can support taking a neutral position until we get some more information regarding
yeah, I mean,
how they're going to do this.
so my thought is we take a neutral position. If the position is that we're utilizing the existing allocation, the 25% allocation to of tags to junior hunts, I don't understand what the whole point is of separating it out like that. I mean, if you drew a junior tag before, I don't know what it's accomplishing. If you drew a junior tag before, my understanding is you could either choose to hunt archery, you can choose to hunt muzzleloader, you can choose to hunt any legal weapon season with anything you wanted to hunt,
Mhm.
right?
That's my understanding.
Yeah, I don't understand what
Three
they're
options.
accomplishing. with
Either I
this.
don't. It just makes no sense to me. So, I mean, I think we need to. I don't know. I guess I would ask that this board take a neutral position until we figure out what they're trying to accomplish, what the whole motive is for separating it out like that. I mean, if it's separated out, I don't see like any positiveness to that at all. Like, help me understand what it is, because you still have it in the. I mean, I guess it's going to separate out people applying for different hunts, and some people apply for one hunt and not the other, and so it'll give more opportunity potentially to
Maybe
hunters that apply for all 4 hunts.
maybe better odds to the ones that
Apply
want
for
to
all
go
4 of them.
archery and muzzleloader versus ones that just want to hunt rifle only.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I don't see where it's super advantageous, other than the fact that it's gonna make it to where now parents have to apply for their children for hunts in 4 different hunts if they want to have the best opportunity to draw a tag. I mean, I could see how that draws better revenue, more revenue for the state, which I don't know if I'm agreeing with that so much, but I don't know. I'm struggling with this one, you guys. I just don't understand what they're trying to accomplish here. You know, as far as the season dates and stuff, I mean, I don't see any. I mean, I go back to what the science is and what the professional wildlife managers what they recommend. I always usually side with them if it's something like that because they know more than I do. You know what I mean? Like if they're changing these dates to provide more opportunity so that we have a better success ratio and the science says that supports that, by all means, I'm good with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, as far as the junior seasons, man, I just don't, I'm all for trying to provide more opportunity for juniors. I just don't see how this is providing more opportunity. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I don't know.
You're not alone. I don't see it either. I'm interested to know now. Now I'm really interested to hear their explanation.
Yeah.
Because it's not clear to me.
And then the last thing is this emergency big game hunt for 24 and 25. So for mule deer, it'd be hunt number 1104 for antlerless mule deer, hunt number 1105 for antlered mule deer, and hunt number 1106 for either class of mule deer. Antelope, pronghorn antelope, hunt number 2104 for pronghorn antelope with horns shorter than the ears. Hunt number 2105 for pronghorn antelope with horns longer than the ears. And hunt number 2106 for either class of pronghorn antelope. This is another new one for us. I've never seen this before. The animal, and then they have one for elk, and they have one for bighorn sheep as well. And to me, it just, we're adding more hunts. The class of animal is going to be determined by the department for each designated emergency hunt. So my understanding would be like they can segregate certain areas, maybe, is what I'm thinking. The legal weapon for these emergency hunts will be determined by the hunt, and the quota would be not to exceed 2,000 cumulative tags statewide for the species listed. Awarding emergency big game hunt tags. Emergency hunt tags will be awarded by draw order sequence of unsuccessful resident applicants who applied in the current year's main draw with applications that meet similar criteria to season date, location, and weapon class of the emergency hunt, or by randomized draw where prospective resident applicants are those who were not awarded the same tag for species and species class during the current year's big game draw cycle, which includes the main draw, second draw, leftover, and first come, first serve. So I didn't know that we had an emergency big game hunt for all these animals. I guess it has to be determined whether it's emergency big game hunt. Maybe we've just never initiated one that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
So I guess, I mean, I get it. I think it's cool, that it's just another arrow in the quiver for the Department of Wildlife to utilize should we see something, or they see something that might mandate an emergency hunt like this.
Like a big wildland fire.
Exactly. So what they're adding here at the end of awarding the big game hunts, they just added the or by randomized draw where prospective resident applicants are those who were not awarded the same tag for species and species class during the current year's big game draw cycle, which includes the main draw, second draw, leftover, or first come, first serve. So, okay. So with that, that is that item in its entirety. I know I took a lot, but I think it's good that we discussed it because there were just some anomalies there that I'm not too certain about, you know? So I could, like, again, I can support the dates that are being the date changes that are being proposed. I can support that emergency wildlife at the very end there. The hunts, the youth hunts, I can support them if we can get a better understanding of what we're trying to accomplish by doing that, you know? So I'm probably gonna, I don't know if I can support the whole entire item. You know what I mean? I'm neutral on a couple of them until I get more information, but what's your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, how do we, so we can be just neutral on the item and not vote to support it? And we don't have to be against it? Can we be
Yeah.
neutral with just an explanation of
Yeah.
what our concerns are?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just say, listen, for the most part, the board was in support of, as we typically usually are, but we just don't understand on the youth hunts. We landed at being neutral on as a position, taking a position on those, just because we don't understand what the department's trying to accomplish here. How does it?
Yeah, what are you doing?
You know, what is the benefit of breaking out these seasons for the junior hunt? Like already they could hunt archery, muzzleloader, or they didn't have to if they didn't want to do that, right?
Right.
Like my feeling is they're going to come back and say the reason why we did this is so that it provides different hunt classes that are regulated differently so that, you know, a junior can apply for all of them. And I'm like, okay, so if he draws a junior all-in tag, the last one that we've always had, does that mean that he can draw a archery only or a muzzleloader only tag as well on top of it, so he can harvest 2 deer? I think that goes against regulation saying you can only harvest one animal per species per year, right? So I don't think it's that. Like, I'd be surprised if it was that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how are you getting around the
think
other
so.
regulation, number one? Number two, if it breaks it out to where you feel like it gives more opportunity because you're allowing the junior to put in for more hunts, right? That always provides more opportunity. I see that, but you know, is the tag allocation the same, or are you taking allocation from the general seasons and adding it to these new hunts? So now instead of 25% total allocation of the total tags,
Right.
maybe it's going to bump up to, you know, maybe 30 or 40%
Yeah.
of the total tags given out are going to go to juniors.
They would have to go back and change that regulation though, wouldn't they?
I mean, yeah, because I think it spells out in the regulation that 25% of the tags have to go to juniors. So if you're doing more, I just don't see anything in here that states that. I'm just
Because they would have
confused,
to,
man.
yeah, because they would have to go
Well,
back
you'd
and
have
change
to-
that regulation, because 25 go to them,
Yeah, which
10% go to non-resident, and
Exactly.
then the rest go to,
all the general
yeah.
hunts.
So they would have to change that regulation.
Exactly. So I think that too. So that leaves me with, you're taking the existing 25% and you're splitting it up and allocating it to these other.
Yeah, you're kind of cannibalizing the existing hunt for
Well,
the
I mean, that-
juniors by taking tags out.
Unless
of
you
that hunt and
apply for
putting
all
it in
four
the others.
frickin', unless you apply for, like on the mule
I don't
deer, unless you
understand.
apply for all 3 mule deer junior hunts, you're potentially you're not going to have a tag allocation percentage or a number of tags. If you only applied for the one, the normal one,
Mhm.
right? It's the way I look at it, it's potentially going to decrease the amount of tags that are in there. So again, decreasing your opportunity, and giving those to, I don't understand. I mean, why don't you just leave it the same and let the juniors apply like they are? I don't know if they think that it's going to provide more opportunity for them. I think that's what we're going to hear. And I'm going to say, okay, help me understand how. Where's the data that supports that? Like, that you think that that's going to happen, or are you just crap shooting in the air thinking it's going to work, Like, I don't know who the hell came up with this, but
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna have to cut the 25% in half to add these other.
or I mean, just take a portion, like, I don't know, shoot. Or they're going to do it like we allocate the archery and muzzleloader tags based on the amount of people that apply for them, the success rate. Maybe they're bringing that algorithm into it
Mhm.
and allocating tags just for those hunts for that. I don't know. But any way you look at it, it takes away from the general hunt. So unless you apply for all of them,
Yeah,
right? So I don't know. So I don't know what you guys want to do on that one.
So can we just take that portion of it out and remain neutral and be okay with everything else?
Yeah,
Or
so
do
we can
just-
say, listen,
or-
we support all the parameters except for the junior hunts that are being proposed. We're remaining neutral on those because we don't know what the motive is here of the department. Why are we doing this? Like, help us understand how this is benefiting our youth hunters,
Yeah.
So that would be my suggestion for a motion. How do you guys feel about that?
okay.
So, okay, the motion is that we are in support of everything that's being proposed except for the addition of the 3 new junior hunts. We're taking a neutral position on that portion of this, mainly because none of us understand what the motive is of doing that. How is it more beneficial to juniors, right? To junior hunters? It almost seems like it serves as a detriment potentially to junior hunters that don't plan on wanting to do an archery or muzzleloader only hunt. And so that would be in the motion. I'll go ahead and make that.
I'll second it.
All right. Motion made by member Beamer, seconded by member Wilson. Any further discussion?
Nope.
Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Going on to agenda item number 10. Brianna, you with me? Okay. Informational item, Nevada Board of Wildlife Commission meetings. Board member commitments to the meetings on the January 24th and 25th. Like I said, I will be there on the 24th, so I got that one covered. If somebody else can be there on the 25th, the Saturday.
I can be there for the 25th, but if it goes real long, I'll have to leave. But
Okay.
I can certainly be there for the morning session, possibly up to like 1:00.
Okay, to lunch.
It's like
Maybe.
9 to 1, 9 to noon.
Okay. Well, that's better than nothing. So, and then March 7th and 8th is in Vegas.
Sometimes on Saturdays, that's as long as they go. So if
Yeah.
they don't have too much going on,
Hopefully
that's a
not.
possibility.
Yeah. So I can't commit to that right now, especially with session in. I just can't commit to that. So, unless one of you men are interested in that, we can table that till the next one, and hopefully we have Danny and Corbett here. Maybe they can consider it.
I know I'm working overtime in March that day, so, because we already got that planned out.
Yeah, there's just no way that I'm going to be able to commit to that. So really from now till May, it's going to be difficult for me to get any travel in, to be honest with you. So
I
unless it's
understand.
local. So,
I absolutely understand.
okay. So we will state that, that I will attend the 24th. Tim, you're absolutely welcome to attend as well. I'm going to be there for something else. So if you want to claim mileage and stuff for that, and if you want to attend it, by all means, you're welcome to. The state's paying for me to be there. So, and then the 25th, you'll handle that one. So, tabling March 7th and 8th in Vegas until we can pool the rest of the members. If under agenda, carrying on to agenda item number 11, informational item, any future agenda items from anybody?
No, I don't have anything for the future other than I think we'll probably be able to talk about, maybe they'll have some preliminary quota numbers by then. I think that's the meeting they might talk about quotas. Coming
Maybe
up the 7th and the 8th.
what they're recommending anyway.
Yeah,
So,
and then they'll set them
and that's right
in
before
May?
that's right before the
the draw.
draw. So, yeah, that'll be in Vegas then, likely. Well, no. Yeah, maybe that Vegas meeting. I don't know, I'll have to look.
It should be the Vegas meeting when they do the numbers.
Okay. Any future agenda items from anybody? Not seeing none. Then we would open it up for public comment. The public is invited at this time to comment on and discuss any matter that is relevant to or within the authority of the Carson City Advisory Board to manage wildlife, including any matter that is not specifically included on the agenda as an action item. No action may be taken on a matter raised under this item of the agenda. Any public comment here in Carson City? Seeing nobody and hearing none. Do we have anybody on a call or anything? So with that, we'll close public comment, and I would call for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, seconded by motion to adjourn by member Wilson, seconded by member Stewart. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Meeting closes at 6:45 p.m. Brianna, thank you.